In January, Jan Safranco, Sharon Militich, and I had a 60-year reunion. Sharon and I drove up from the airport in St. Louis to Batavia, Illinois. The next morning, we headed to our childhood town. Wheaton, Illinois now has high-rise buildings, but this little popcorn store, which sold penny candy and popcorn, is still there. Jan even has a puzzle of the popcorn store. We headed to Northside Park, where the warming house was so familiar because it seemed like every night of the winter we went ice skating on this lagoon. Also in the park was the Girl Scout cabin, where all three of us had Girl Scout overnights and learned how to make sit-up-ons. Such great memories. From there, we headed to our old neighborhood. Sharon's house was right across the street from mine, and my house now has a 3-car garage in the backyard. We're not even sure it belongs to the house, but it takes up the whole backyard. Jan's backyard has been gentrified. The woods have been cleaned up, and there are paths and flowers back there where the playhouse used to be. Jan's house has been torn down, and this beautiful home was built in its place. The taxes on this new house are about $20,000 a year, a little different from when we lived there. Mr. Crowder used to grow sweet corn in what is now a park and a parking lot. Our old school building where we attended elementary school is now expansive and covers the entire piece of property. We remembered the daring acrobatics and the merry-go-round and riding our bikes down the steps of the school. The little triangle park that we always thought was so huge when we wheeled our baby carriages down there to play seems so little to us now. For lunch, we went to Alfie's, which is a restaurant that existed even in the 50s when we were kids. Tiffany, Jan's daughter, joined us for lunch that day and snapped a picture of the three of us. Bruce was at home taking care of Jack meanwhile, and it snowed 4 inches there. That night the snow came to Batavia too. It was beautiful, and at least the roads stayed clear. We headed to Jan's farm in Malta, Illinois, about 45 minutes away. Because of her health issues, she can't stay there any longer, but she wanted Sharon to see her beautiful house. The house was built in 1863, and the decor is all antiques and period pieces. It includes 11 acres and 8 pristine buildings and a garden shed that I'm very jealous of. There have been 2 television advertisements made using her buildings, and one producer even asked if he could blow up her Quonset hut. She said no. The family has taken out what they want to keep, and now they're getting ready for a big estate sale. It's hard for Jan, as it would be for all of us. We try to tell ourselves as we get older, it's just stuff, but it holds on to our hearts. About noon, we left Jan's house and the beautiful snowy rural landscape and headed to Malta for lunch at Remington's. After lunch, we headed to Tiffany's lovely house where Jan and Sharon perused yearbooks, and I met their cute golden doodle Rosie. These boys are O'Malley, Wrigley, and Irish, the golden retrievers, all living at Chris's house. On Sunday morning, Sharon and I headed off to a beautiful Catholic church for services and then picked up Jan and went out for brunch. It had snowed a little more the night before, but the roads were still clear and it was time for me to head for home. It was a wonderful, special time together that we won't soon forget.